Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about some free agent targets that the Cowboys may be interested. This serious? America's team, baby. Everybody is in off-season mode. Officially, the season's over. Congratulations to the Chiefs. But here we go. We're talking about the Cowboys here. Are the Cowboys going to be big spenders? All right. We do have a lot of free agents, but so does the rest of the league. So, it's just a game of managing your cap and, churning your roster. I'm pretty sure that McClay and working with McCarthy, they're gonna turn this roster over. I'm sure they'll throw some deals at some of the current guys that are set to be free agents, but they'll want some new blood in here. It's just the way it is. If you can get better, you can get better. All right, it's something I've been saying all off season. All right, don't settle. That being said, let's go over a couple of guys that I'm interested in, and I think the Cowboys may be interested in. All right, will they spend a little bit more? I think it's going to come down to where they allocate money, and I'll discuss that here shortly. But let's get right into this. All right, do we need a wide receiver? It depends. Do we keep Randall Cobb? If not, there's not much out there. These wide receivers can get expensive. Do you go the draft route? I do think they'll bring back Cobb. I think he'll want to be a part of this with McCarthy. McCarthy is comfortable with Cobb and he makes plays for him. But that being said, you can still get better on the back part of your wide receiver core. Noah Brown, Cedric Wilson, these kinds of guys, Tavon Austin, these guys, they can all be upgraded. As far as free agents, nobody really stands out to me as far as a free agent. Now, I do think there might be interest in Geronimo Allison. He's a former Packer, knows the system, a rotational, type of wide receiver, somebody that is better than what we currently have on the back end of our core. Doris Fountain, he's an exclusive rights free agent for the Colts. Cowboys had interest in him during the draft process, a speedster, but he did, he's had some injuries here, so he's a little bit injury prone, it looks like. So, will they bring him back? If they don't, Cowboys may have interest in there only because, they had pretty good interest during the draft process a few years ago when they were looking at him. All right. Tight end. You need some more bodies there. All right. How comfortable are you in giving the keys again to Blake Jarwin? They did it 2 years ago. Didn't go good. All right. Now, this past season, with the few plays that he did have, he had more splash plays. Now, what you run into is if you give him the keys again, does he revert back to that subpar tight end 2 years ago? So, kind of risky. You do see the potential there, but he's not a franchise tight end. All right. At some point, the Cowboys need to draft. Probably draft somebody. But free agent speaking, Eric Ebron, I think he's a guy that will be on the Cowboys' radar. He can probably be had, $7 to $8 million a year, perhaps. Maybe a 1 or 2 year deal. Depends, how much they want to give him. Still has youth to him. I think he's like 27, 28, somewhere like that. Austin Hooper is the other tight end that kind of leads the way. There's not many, tight ends that you would want to pay in this free agent class. So Eric Ebron, Austin Hooper from Atlanta, he's going to demand more money though. That's going to be a $9 to $10 million per year type of tight end. The Cowboys want to invest that in a tight end? Probably not. So maybe Ebron. If not Ebron, they're probably going to roll with who they have and draft somebody. All right. Offensive lineman. Cam Fleming is on a club option. If they say they want him back, he's back. All right. If they want to improve and get somebody better, there's a few options. DJ Humphries, he's a left tackle, 26 years old, out of Florida. Cowboys had interest in him during that draft process, so that would be an upgrade, I think, over Fleming. Cedric Abui, former A&M offensive lineman. He's bounced around the league here a little bit. Cincinnati, and I think the Jaguars right now, where he just finished up. So he's 28 years old. Both these guys, I would say, are better and more athletic than Cameron Fleming. So that might be interest. There might be some interest there if they want to move on and get better. They want to get better. All right. Let's look at the defensive side of the ball. In particular, we're looking at the defensive line. The linebackers, not too interested there. Safeties are not good either, so we're not really going to cover those. But, you know, the D-line we're going to talk about here. So Quentin Jefferson is a player that I like. He's interesting to me. 27 years old, still has youth to him, and has pretty consistent production. All right, so Quentin Jefferson, keep an eye on that one. Shaq Lawson out of Buffalo, 26 years old. You know, he's kind of had on and off injury bugs here and there, but still, you know, he still does produce for the defense. All right, he's 26, so you're getting a good deal there if you can bring him in here. All right. Vic Beasley, we saw that the Atlanta Falcons are not going to bring him back. How much is he going to be looking for? All right. He does have consistent sacks. They kind of fluctuate. But somebody that you might be able to groom, and I think, you know, there might be some interest there. You know, if you're looking for a pass rushing presence, if you don't bring back, you know, Robert Quinn, Vic Beasley would be that type of mold, that type of edge guy. All right. Eric Armstead from the 49ers, 26 years old. This might be more of your upper echelon type of free agent. All right. The other ones I think you can get affordable. They're actually within that range of what probably Robert Quinn's going to be asking. But, you know, Robert Quinn is 30 years old. Like, how long do you want to keep him around? Is it a one-year deal? I don't think you can go a long term with him, but some of these younger guys you can probably do a little bit more, you know, like a 3 or 4 year deal. Leonard Williams, kind of an okay career. The Jets, Giants, has some potential there, but I think he's already peaked. More of a rotational guy. But if you're looking for defensive ends, you know, they can be had. So there'll be some options there for the Cowboys if they don't reach a deal with Robert Quinn. If he's asking too much or whatever, you might be able to get some of these guys around the same price. All right. Eric Armstead, like I said, you might be looking at a little more there. Okay. Defensive tackles, very deep free agent class. We kind of touched on this on another video, but I'll go over a couple more here and what the cost might be. Okay, so Vernon Butler, Carolina Panthers, he's a good one. 26 years old. I think he can be had, you know, in the $5 to $6 million range. Timmy Jernigan, he's good as well. Former Florida State guy. You know, played with the Ravens, played with the Eagles. Has some injury concerns though. You know, he does miss some time. So you could probably get a decent deal on him. A'Shawn Robinson, if you want a bigger, beefier kind of guy, A'Shawn Robinson is the way to go. Jerron Reed, similar type of guy as well. And Danny Shelton as well. So got some bigger guys in this class that I like. Now, if you're looking for, you know, if you're looking for somebody that's probably going to cost a little more, is a DJ Reader or a Jason Hargrove. These guys are going to demand more money. They may be like your first or maybe second tier guys. So do the Cowboys dip their toes into the you know, topper echelon free agents? And if they do, DJ Reader or Hargrove would be those kinds of guys, but you're going to have to reallocate. If you don't re-sign your edge guy and Robert Quinn, you can flip that money and get one of these guys. If you don't re-sign Byron Jones, you can use that savings to get one of these interior guys, you know, DJ Reader or Hargrave. I mean, that's how this game is going to have to be really played for free agents for the Cowboys. Who do they give the money to? Do they shift their attention somewhere else? You know, do they want to have a better presence in the middle of that defense? If so, Reader and Hargrave would be those two guys that I'd be looking for, and they're going to cost a little bit more. So, you know, if you don't re-sign Quinn, but you can get one of these other guys here and still bring the pressure, but this time from up the middle. And as we all know, that's very disruptive for quarterbacks. They don't like pressure from the middle. None of them do. And that's something the Cowboys simply have not had since Jason Hatcher. And we're talking about, I don't know, man, like 8 years ago, probably almost a decade already. So it's been too long. It's been too long. So we'll go see what the Cowboys do in free agency. Those are my top guys, possible targets. You do have, you know, lower guys, you know, your clearance bin kind of guys. But like I said, we've done that dance already, and it hasn't done anything. Your Christian Covingtons, your Antoine Woods, these kinds of guys you try to hit on, you try to save money on, but they're not, man. They're just not elite players. They're rotational guys. So with this crop, with these guys that I just laid out here, I think you improve across the line. You improve at defensive end. You know, depending on what you do with Quinn, defensive tackle, your O-line depth if you go with Humphries or a Bowie, tight end with Ebron or Hooper if you want to spend a little bit more there. Those are guys that you want to look at, all right? And you want to look at guys that still have youth. You'll go through and look at free agency. You'll see some familiar names, but then you look at the age and you got some geezers out there, all right? You know, like your Pierre Pauls and these kinds of old guys. That's just not the route the Cowboys are going to go for. All right. But let me know what you guys think about the Cowboys free agency, about any of these players, any of them that you have interest in. Shout out to my supporters of the channel, the members, Donnell Jenkins and producer Joshua Prue. Do appreciate you guys. Anybody else that wants to join, hit the join button, and we'll get you squared away. But that's it, guys. That's all I have for the free agency. Let me know what you guys think. Continue to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.